All right, we're back. We're gonna watch some Dave Ramsey.
I've got a small dental practice in St. Louis, Missouri. We've got 5 employees, did about 1.3 million last year. And my question is, I have 2 employees who are great at their roles, but they fight like cats and dogs. They're always at each other, and I'm wondering how to handle that. And yeah, if you can help me with that at all.
What are they fighting about?
Everything. So I feel like the crux of the issue is they're just two very different people.
No, different people can get along and respect each other.
Yeah. So okay, let me give you a little background on them, if that's okay. One is kind of a classic Southern belle. She has very strong ideals, very strong morals, and if you don't match up to those ideals, she can be a bit judgmental and kind of look down on you a bit. The other employee is very uh, she's kind of rough around the edges. She's
It kind of blows my mind that people like fight like at work. Like I just don't see the point in that. Like you're there to work. Like it's not like you're not here to make friends because like people can rat on you either way and like there goes your job, right? Like if you cause too much trouble, like they can get rid of you for anything that they want to get rid of you for. So I just feel like starting any type of like conflict or like any type of slippery slope for management in a company is just like a death sentence. It starts a downward spiral. So the fact that people can't be emotionally like disciplined at work like this, it kind of blows my mind a little bit. Like you got to be able to do that because otherwise you're just painting a big ass target on your back for getting replaced. Because it's like, oh well, so and so right here is always causing a ruckus. They're the one that always complains. Let's just get rid of them. Like, that's kind of how. I'm not saying that's right, but like that's something that absolutely can happen when you put a target on your back like that. So it just blows my mind that this like happens like that.
got 5 kids, single mom, crazy tattoos and makeup colors, and so just I mean, if the two of them saw each other passing on the street, they wouldn't like each other, and there's just kind of an inherent distrust between them. They're both excellent at what they do, and I'm very happy with the performance in their roles, but they from day one have not liked each other and just do not get along.
Who's been there longer?
They started around the same time. One's like a couple months longer than the other, but they both have been with me around 2 years now.
I would almost be like, why the hell did you hire them? Like if they I mean, now if you're like short of applicants, like that is what it is, right? But like, you know, if you had like an abundance of applicants, like I'm saying like 500 applicants or whatever, like I feel like that should be part of the interview process where like you're kind of testing out like, okay, does this person and the other person that I already hired a few months back, do I think they're going to get along? Because like I think that's such an underrated skill. It's like if you have good chemistry with people, like that is so underrated. Are you likable? Are you somebody that people want to be around? Like that has such a big dividend effect, like consistent dividend effect for everyone's life. So it's like if you're likable, like I think that's so helpful. Um, so I feel like I almost look back at the Scott guy and be like, dude, why'd you hire two totally different personalities if you had other people considering the job, right? Like if he's working with five applicants, then it's like, well, then I kind of sympathize with Scott a little bit. But if they had a ton, then I would almost be like, why didn't you like think about like the personality clashes or anything?
Okay.
And it's a small office. We've only got five
Yeah,
team
but
members, so that's tough when two of them
So how long have they been working there?
Couple years now.
So this has been going on for 2 years.
Yeah.
Have you
yeah,
attempted to address it before?
Yeah. I've had conversations one-on-one with each of them. I've had conversations with both of them. I've really tried to help them get along, and I'm kind of getting to the point where it's like, okay, well, how much is this my job to help these two adults?
Oh, it is your
like
job.
adults?
It is your job. You're the leader. Your job's to
Well,
fire.
exactly.
You got to fire
But
them
then-
both if you can't get it straightened out.
But then that's what I was wondering is like, at what point do I say, okay, it's my job to develop the culture and help,
Exactly.
The,
It is
the
your job.
team.
Yeah, you have. This has to end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not an option. Okay, it has to end. And I'm not going to put up with it. If I'm in the place, I'm not going to put up with it. So,
And what does that tell you guys? You got to own stuff. You got to own the business. You got to own the operation, so you actually have this power to do it. Because like the people that, the way this conversation is going, the people that are at mercy of everything is the employee. It always is the employee. So like, I don't know, like it's out of your hands whether you're there or not, because the way that Dave and Scott are here talking about this, these two people, it's like if they can't figure it out, then pack your bags and get the hell out of here because you're fired. So it's just like, yeah, I think that says a lot. It's like get to a point where you can own the business that brings in your income, so then you don't have to be put in these positions of, oh, I got fired because of a personality clash, because that's kind of where it's getting towards.
you've been very careful to draw a line right down the middle of this without laying the blame on one or the other. And yet you have a sense that one of them is more of stirring it up than the other. You think the Southern Belle's stirring it up with passive-aggressive eye rolls.
It's both. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but once she lays that into that old girl who's got some street time on her, streetwise, the old girl don't put up with it, and she comes back at her hard.
Yeah.
But I think the other one's starting
it. I think they both started.
Okay.
I've seen them both. Yeah.
I'm wrong. Okay.
Yeah. No.
Dave is over here he's biting his tongue like crazy here. Let's see.
I think the other one's starting it.
I think they both started.
He's like, yeah, dude.
I've seen
Okay, that's
them
fine.
both. Yeah.
He already knows what he wants to say, but he can't say it. In my opinion, that's funny.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Well, I think the deal is this then. I mean, at a minimum, we have to establish this. This ends now. Okay?
Okay.
I own this business, and in a place that I own, I don't want people treating each other this way.
Yeah.
I'm not okay.
Yeah.
So this is stopping. So I'm going to sit down with the two of them together and say, the next time that you guys go at each other like this, the one that starts it over fire. Zero tolerance.
Damn. I mean, that's a hell of a warning. But like right there, like I would almost be like, we're gonna escalate the response to this or something. I don't know if it's just fire right away, but I mean, I guess that is. I guess this conversation that he's having with them, that like he should do, that Scott should do, is like, yeah, they should take this as a warning. So, yeah, I don't know. That's crazy though.
But from this point forward, I've talked to you about this, and you two are acting like a couple of high school girls, and I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. And you're acting like a couple of kids in a movie or something, and this ain't a movie, this is your life. You guys, I treat you with respect, you treat me with respect, you're gonna treat each other with respect. You don't have to like each other, you don't have to go to dinner together, but you at least have to be kind and reasonable to each other, and this constant bickering is done.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. If I have to fire one of you or both of you, I will.
again, it's just crazy to me that people can't like bite their tongue, like in these like situations. Like, I mean, like I don't know, like it's not that hard just to shut up. I feel like just have some willpower and some discipline.
And I will start again. I am not going to do this. Part of your job description is to be respectful to the other people that work here. And you don't have to be, go out of your way. You don't have to do anything, but you cannot function this way. One of them will say, well, that's just the way I am.
Yeah.
Fire them when they say that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you could be who you are, but you could be who you are at your house because you ain't working here anymore. Like, at the end of the day, the owner has all the power. I don't think I need to say this, but everyone should know this. It just blows my mind that like there's people out there that like don't understand that. It's like, no, the business owners, like, they're the owners. They're the ones that get to call the last shot. So I don't know. Just crazy to me that you have to like explain this to grown adults.
Now, you can pull them aside in a moment. You don't have to do it in front of the other one, but just go, what you're telling me when you say just the way I am is you're telling me you're not willing to abide by what I just said, and so our time is done. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Because it can't fix it if they don't want to fix it. It's just the way I am. I'll give you an example, okay? I had a guy who worked here years and years and years ago, and I really liked the guy. I think I was the only one. He was like the
Damn. That's crazy. Imagine being the only person, and like he's the owner. Dave Ramsey's the owner of Ramsey Solutions, so he ultimately has the final say. But like, if he's the only person that likes the guy, that's crazy. Because like, yeah. Anyway, I just gave that whole commentary right there, and I didn't really say a whole lot, so I'm gonna continue the video.
the guy on Sesame Street, the Grouch, Oscar, and he was super politically right-wing, like just to the right of Genghis Khan, right, politically, and he had to tell everybody about it, and he was real rough and gruff, and I kind of thought he was fun, because I grew up with people like...
Hell yeah, Dave. That's crazy. He says that. Like, oh, I thought he was kind of fun to hang around. That's crazy. Hold up. We're watching that again.
And he was super politically right-wing, like just to the right of Genghis Khan, right, politically. And he had to tell everybody about it, and he was real rough and gruff. And I kind of thought he was fun, because I grew up with people like that. He didn't bother me a bit. He just real, like you said, kind of had a few miles on him on the street, and he's just like, he's just gruff, he's a grouch. And
that's funny.
The problem was, though, that I end up with, the guy who's leading him comes into my office and he goes, hey, the last 3 people he has worked with cried.
That's funny. Hey, yeah, this person you really think is fun to hang around, yeah, the last 3 people you're hanging out with were bawling their eyes out. Oh my God.
End up with, the guy who's leading him comes into my office and he goes, hey, the last 3 people he has worked with cried.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was such a jerk, and 2 of them were women. You know what I mean? Come on. I mean, it's like this guy is a jerk, right?
Yeah, that's okay. All right. Yeah.
And so I sat down with him. I said, look, dude, we can't do this anymore. Can't do this anymore. He goes, well, it's, I've been here a long time, and these people just need to get over it. They need to have thick skin. And I'm like, no, they don't. You do.
Yeah.
Nobody's changing here but you. We all treat each other nice and reasonable, and we may not agree, we may not like each other, we may not like the way somebody votes, we may not agree about jokes or whatever, all that, whatever, but at least you need to be calm, kind, compassionate when you're dealing with the other people. Well, I don't think I can do that. And I said, well, then our time here's done.
Mm.
I wonder if that's actually how the conversation went. Like, there's no way he said, well, I don't think I can do that. Because you're literally setting yourself up to get fired. Like, you don't want to give these people that own the business any type of leverage against you. And when you say stuff like that, it's like, yeah, like you're digging your own grave. So it's just crazy. I wonder if that's actually what was said, but
at least you need to be calm, kind, compassionate when you're dealing with the other people. Well, I don't think I can do that. And I said, well, then our time here's done.
Mm-hmm.
You're making the decision to fire yourself. I'm telling you the terms under which you get to stay.
yeah, that's a good way of putting it. It's like,
You're making the decision to fire yourself.
yeah, right there. Right in the pause right there. It's like you're making the decision to do it yourself. So, yeah.
I'm telling you the terms under which you get to stay.
Yeah.
I'd like you to stay because you and I get along. I like you. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to have people in my building crying because of you.
Damn. I mean, at least he's saying that. It's like, hey, I'd like you, bro, but you can't be making people cry. Just at work. Like, that's crazy that you think you could just do that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not happening. They don't cry because of me, and they ain't crying because of you. And, so I'm pretty blunt, pretty direct, and all that, but nobody in here's crying. They're all of them, and they all know we're working together to get the job done. And he goes, well, some of them are just doing some stupid stuff. And I said, I don't disagree with that. I just
See, they get along. They get along. Like, it's like, yeah, no, I don't disagree. But, when you're in a position of what he's in, like, yeah, that's got to be a tough situation for Dave as the person that keeps him on payroll, right? So it's yeah. So let me go back.
all that, but nobody in here's crying. They all know I love them, and they all know we're working together to get the job done. And he goes, well, some of them are just doing some stupid stuff. And I said, I don't disagree with that. I just disagree with how you handled it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where you are. You're going to sit down, and I think one of them is going to say, well, you just have to accept me the way I am. And, I can do that as a person, and we can still be friends, and I can accept you the way you are, but you can't work here anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, one of them's shown a lot more willingness to grow and change already, so.
Which one?
Yeah. The one who's a little more streetwise.
Go back to my original.
Yeah.
Mr. Judgmental.
Go back to my original. That's crazy.
So.
Which one?
Yeah.
Which one?
The one who's a little more streetwise. Yeah.
Go back to my original.
Oh my god. Hell yeah, Dave.
Yeah.
Mrs. Judgmental, passive aggressive, eye roller is the maybe I may be right. We'll find out, Scott. Stay tuned to the Scott scenario. The Scott as the world turns, right? And so the soap opera. I gotta tell you, man. At times in my building over the years, not lately, not in the last 2 decades even, but at times I would go home and tell my wife, I think I'm running a freaking beauty parlor. I mean, these people fight and gossip and carry on. I can't seem to get them to quit, And so I know the frustration you've got. I completely understand it. But once, my son says this all the time. He reminds me because I taught him this saying, and then he uses it on me. He goes, hey, we get in the building what we're willing to tolerate.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we're not willing to tolerate it.
That's a good one-liner by, I don't know who said that to him.
But my son says this all the time.
His son. So that's a good one-liner by his son, man.
He reminds me because I taught him the saying, and then he uses it on me. He goes, hey, we get in the building what we're willing to tolerate.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we're not willing to tolerate it, then we won't get it in the building anymore. Because it will leave the building because we won't tolerate it. And so you're getting this because you're tolerating it. And so you've got to clean it up. And here's the thing. When you do, the other 3 team members will breathe a sigh of relief too, because they're having to come to work and there's so much electricity in the air that their body tightens up, their shoulder blades tighten up before they walk in because they don't know when the next cat fight's going to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they're having to work in this environment too. It's bothering you, and you own it. Think if you were trapped there as one of the other team members. So you are going to get super credibility from the team when you deal with this.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to sit them both down and go, you can either do it together or you can do it separate. I don't care. You've already tried it once, so I don't mind doing it together. Normally, I would at least try separately first. But you've already taken a few runs at this, so I'm going to sit down and say, ladies, you know, I've been thinking about this, and I'm just deeply distressed. I want a place where everybody likes to come to work and feels good and is comfortable, and you're all's constant bickering and fighting. We've talked about it before. I've just reached the end of my rope on it, and I'm not going to do it anymore. I want to be very clear with you so that you don't have some kind of expectation. I'm really completely done with this. I considered firing you both today, but instead I decided I'm going to just give you a one last chance for both of you. If one of you starts this crap again, that is the last day you work here.
Yeah.
And I hate to be that direct, I'm sorry to be that blunt, but I'm just so frustrated with y'all. You're destroying the quality of all of our lives by going at each other all the time. And we're all tired of it. And so we're not going to do it anymore. God gave me this to run, and I have to be strong enough to run it. So I'm declaring today 0 tolerance from this point forward. And does anyone have any questions or any comments? One of them may quit.
Mm-hmm.
That's happened to me before.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of solves the problem too. Like, hey, at least one of them's gone, so you don't have like that, that stress on the, on the ownership side and the people that have to go to work. So that might happen. That's a good call out by him.
Once you get that much up in their face and you're that clear, you don't have to raise your voice, you don't have to use cuss words, you don't have to be unkind. I'm not being unkind. I'm just being very, very, very clear.
Yeah, it's direct. Yeah.
And you know what? You might use the jump online with our entree leadership stuff and watch Brendan, our CTO's talk on uncomfortable conversations. And you might use that framework. He says to go into an uncomfortable conversation prepared. I'm doing it more off the cuff up to this point with you on the phone, okay? But he says go in completely prepared and sit down with them and say, all right, ladies, no one is losing their job today. This is going to be an uncomfortable conversation, and you make it really short, and you say, dude, does anyone have any questions? I want to be on your team. I want to be here, and I have failed you by allowing this to go on too long. I should have dealt with it immediately, and now I'm having to deal with it 2 years later. That's my fault. But nevertheless, it's still where we are, and we're still not going to do this anymore. And it's like, I swear to God, it's like having 2 teenagers, in the house, and they're trying to kill each other. It's the same stuff. It's crazy. So, but that happens. It happens with men, it happens with women, happens in office settings, happens with blue-collar jobs on the job site. This stuff happens all the time. And leadership, if you're strong, you have to step in. And Scott, the lesson you will learn from this is the sooner you nip it in the bud, the easier it is to deal with, and the higher the probability of success of dealing with it. This has gone on so long, for 2 years, that I'm pretty sure you're going to lose one of them. You may lose both of them. And I'm okay with that if I'm you, because I'm really not going to work in an environment like that ever again. That's a good question. And you're a good man. You're a kind guy. You've been putting up with this crap.
Yeah. Yeah. I just feel like the biggest takeaways here is like, for me, like, it's like if you want to like have the power to do that stuff, you got to own your own thing, right? Like, because like the people that are short-ended here are the 2 people they're talking about. Now, they could have just not put themselves in the situation for sure, but getting fired or getting told you're done, like, that doesn't just, like, it doesn't go away if you don't even cause these problems. It's still out there. It's still like, even with these with the situation, like, you can still absolutely get let go for anything. Like, they don't have to keep you. But when you have stuff like this that just happened, like, you're only giving your employer more and more reasons on to like why they should let you go, right? So, but if you own the place, then that's yours. So, and it's way harder to get quote unquote fired from your own business that you own. It's basically impossible. You would have to get like you'd have to get bought out, right? Which that's not the worst thing in the world, or um, your customers like quit on you, right? And they stop paying your business and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just feel like this is a kind of a um, funny watch by Dave with some of the stuff he was saying. But I'm gonna end it here. I think this is good. So